Coming up on EagleVision News, we bring you the latest on Hurricane Florence.
And officials found marijuana in a Riverside church.
Plus, we give you an inside look to Biola's newly renovated Calvary Chapel.
All this and more coming up on EagleVision News.
Welcome to EagleVision News. I'm Hannah Miller.
And I'm Ashia Lee. It's a new season for EagleVision, and we're really excited to bring you the latest stories both on and off Biola's campus.
Our top stories for today.
A pedestrian was killed in a hit-and-run crash that involved two vehicles in Van Nuys. Authorities said the crime happened around 9:42 p.m. near the intersection of Sepulveda Boulevard and Winnedot Street. Witnesses told police that a 2012-2015 Toyota Corolla and a white Chevy Cruze were involved. Both these vehicles were reported to have broken windows and damage to the right front end. It is unclear what caused the crash and how both vehicles struck the pedestrian. The investigation is currently ongoing. Officials urged anyone with additional information to call 877-LAPD 24/7.
Millions are left in the dark after Hurricane Florence hits the Carolinas. What began as a Category 4 hurricane downgraded to a Category 1, but made its way towards the Carolinas, hitting the shores of North Carolina this past Friday. 17 people have been reported dead due to the storm, and several areas in both North and South Carolina face flooding. The storm has caused 930,000 homes and businesses to lose power, and those numbers are increasing. Florence is said to dump a total of 18 trillion gallons of rain across the Carolinas and several neighboring states within the week.
Members of the Vault Church protest as investigators raid their church. The Riverside County District Attorney's Cannabis Regulation Task Force is accusing the church of operating an illegal and unlicensed dispensary. During the raid, officials found large amounts of marijuana and cash. The church minister quoted, "I'm a bit saddened that they had to come with all of their gear, with all of their weaponry onto our holy ground. This ground is where we do pray. This is not the first time the church has faced legal troubles. Residents say the church is violating the city's ban on marijuana dispensaries. The church's attorney stated that they are planning to take legal action against the county."
And the anticipated Halloween season kicks off by taking over Disneyland Resort. The Halloween season at both Disneyland and California Adventure began September 7th and runs all the way through October 31st. Visitors will meet a variety of friendly monsters and will see characters such as Miguel and his family from the movie Coco. Attractions such as Guardians of the Galaxy, Monsters After Dark, Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy, and the Haunted Mansion have been transformed with haunting surprises and decor for this Halloween season. You won't want to miss this fun-filled, spooky experience for the whole family at Disneyland Resort. Over the summer, there have been a lot of changes to Biola's campus, and now a tedious chore may be getting a lot easier. Our reporter Kendall Jarboe has the latest.
Out with the old and in with the new. This semester at Biola, Wash Laundry Services introduced a new way to pay for laundry machines. Instead of loading money onto a wash card, students can now use a free mobile app called PayRange.
I guess it was just like, oh gosh, I have to learn this new app again. But then when I saw the app, it was really simple to use. So I'm like, it's a really cool, simple, efficient way to do laundry and all that stuff.
Between lost cards and broken filling stations, the laundry system was due for an upgrade.
It's really it's a real hassle, kind of, I guess. The coins and all the machines would always be broken. I remember last year, 2 months, I couldn't I couldn't get any money in my laundry card because it was broken. So it's kind of a hassle.
The new process is fairly simple. After laundry is loaded into the washer or dryer and preferences are selected, you can open the app and it will use Bluetooth to search for the machine nearest you. You can then select the machine of your choice and slide to pay.
Students no longer need quarters to do their laundry.
Now students can enter their credit or debit card information directly onto the app. If you don't have a smartphone or don't want to use a credit card, the machines will still accept quarters. The price per load slightly increased, but students don't seem to mind.
Laundry's more fun than doing dishes, so laundry's my favorite type of chore to do. Without the cards, it's a lot easier too.
This has been Kendall Jarboe reporting for EagleVision News.
Thanks, Kendall. There have been a lot of changes recently in Washington, D.C., and our political assignment reporter Jonathan Linden is here to tell us more.
Today, President Trump expressed sympathy for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh after sexual assault allegations arose this past weekend.
I feel so badly for him that he's going through this, to be honest with you. I feel so badly for him. This is not a man that deserves this. This should have been brought to the fore. It should have been brought up long ago.
Kavanaugh's accuser has agreed to speak to a Senate committee, but there is still yet to be any set meeting date or time. Kavanaugh has strongly denied the allegations. Today, the U.S. Senate raced to avoid the third government shutdown of the year and passed a $854 billion spending bill. The bill passed with a 93-7 vote, which includes a short-term stopgap bill to fund the government through December 7th and prevents a shutdown that would have occurred October 1st. Bernie Sanders and the 6 Republicans were the ones to give the bill a no vote. In California political news, the state's 2 gubernatorial candidates have agreed to participate in an October 8th forum with San Francisco NPR affiliate KQED. This will be the first debate between Democrat Gavin Newsom, current Lieutenant Governor of California, and Republican John Cox, a Rancho Santa Fe businessman. In a recent poll by the Public Policy Institute of California, it shows Newsom leading Cox by a 24-point lead. Election day will be November 6th, and whoever wins the majority vote will be the next governor of California.
Thanks, Jonathan. While students were on summer break, renovators were busy constructing the new Calvary Chapel. Our reporter Jessica Brest gives us an inside look.
There have been a lot of changes happening lately to Biola's campus, one of which is finally finished after a long summer of renovations. The newly refurbished Calvary Chapel features several pieces of art, each following the theme of the resurrection. The new art was donated to Biola by world-renowned Danish artists Peter Brandis and Maya-Lisa Engelhardt. The new features include a gold wall that spans the far side of the chapel and represents Christ emerging from the tomb. Several lit stained glass windows, which can be seen both in and outside of the chapel, show moments in Jesus' life that follow the theme of resurrection. The third feature students are likely to notice even as they are just walking past.
Just above me is one of 2 sculptures made for the new renovations in Calvary Chapel. This is the gold cross, which has imprints from Jesus' body and hands before he was resurrected.
Whether it be the stained glass windows or the new paint on the roof, students already have their own opinions on the new look of the chapel.
Have you seen the new renovations in Calvary Chapel?
Yeah, I kind of went in there for a couple seconds on my work shift.
I have. They're really interesting.
Yes.
We have, yeah. Yes.
What are your thoughts? Do you like it, not like it?
I think it's really great. I really appreciate the level of art that's displayed in that place. And I think it is very important that Biola chooses to embrace the arts world, especially in a chapel. I think it's really great.
I like it. I didn't see it before the renovation, but it's definitely different, and the style of stained glass and stuff is different than what I've seen, but it is really interesting. So.
I think they're really good. I think most people's complaints are with the roof because it's mustard, and they don't like how mustard contrasts with the gold. But inside looks fine to me. It looks pretty interesting.
It's really cool. It's really artistic and abstract and just different than what I'm used to, but it's really interesting, yeah.
You can learn more about the new chapel features and the artists who made them on Biola's website. This has been Jessica Brest reporting for EagleVision News.
Thanks, Jessica. With October just around the corner, so is the season for sports. We have our sports assignment reporter, Connor Pritchett, here, and he's going to tell us more.
As October approaches, so too does the Major League Baseball postseason. With only 2 weeks left to play, the hottest competition is going to be found in the race for the wild card in the National League. With only 2 wild card slots remaining, the Brewers sit only 3 games ahead of the Dodgers and Cardinals, who are in a deadlock tie for the final place in the playoffs. So with 3 teams and only 2 spots left, that gives all the more reason to keep an eye out for teams ready to make a name for themselves this postseason. Which, if we were to take a look at the NFL, speaking of making a name for himself, sophomore quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, has 10 touchdowns in his first 2 games this year. He has yet to throw an interception and yet to show his age. Although this isn't the largest piece of news for the NFL, on September 5th, Nike released their new Just Do It ad featuring NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, which had some burning their Nikes, but had others buying some. It was an ad centered around Colin Kaepernick in the wake of him leading fellow NFL players to kneel during the national anthem a year ago to protest racial injustice and police brutality. This advertisement was also steeped in controversy that is seeming to be paying off for Nike. Their stock closed on Thursday with its highest price point in the company's history, and this wasn't the only thing that raised awareness to the Nike brand as well, with the company gaining over 170,000 Instagram followers and a post featuring Kaepernick's that's now the second most liked post in Nike Instagram history.
Thanks, Connor. Wow, there seems to be a lot in the world of sports. Are you into sports and you keep up with that?
Honestly, not really. Like, it's not really an interest of mine at all.
Yeah, neither do I, but you know what I do keep up with is entertainment.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's really fun. I just like get out of bed and just kind of scroll through my phone, look at what news there is and stuff. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, our reporter Nicole Vogt is here to tell us more about entertainment news.
CBS CEO Les Moonves was recently accused of sexual assault involving women around the CBS Studios lot. The victims not only asked CBS to remove Moonves from the company, but also asked for the complete transparency to the media during coverage. CBS Studios has yet to make a comment, but Moonves is expected to step down as CEO, remaining an unpaid advisor at CBS at this time. And Justin Bieber and his fiancée Hailey Baldwin were seen at a New York City courthouse, a place where they distribute marriage licenses. The recently engaged couple were seen hand in hand outside a New York courthouse last Thursday, appearing extremely emotional. This caused fans to speculate that the two had seemingly just tied the knot. Baldwin took to Twitter to say, quote, "I understand where the speculation is coming from, but I'm not married yet. Although the two aren't married now, reports say they could tie the knot anytime this next week." And after the sudden and tragic death of rapper Mac Miller, Ariana Grande, his ex-girlfriend, takes to Twitter. In a post to Twitter and Instagram, Grande remembered Miller as, quote, her dearest friend, and mentions how she's adored him since she was only 19. Grande goes on to apologize for not being able to fight his battles for him or take away his hurt. The post comes after Miller fans flooded Grande's Instagram comments with false accusations and harsh words alluding to Miller's overdose and death.
Thanks, Nicole. Not only is the entertainment world experiencing tragedy, Hurricane Florence has left a devastating aftermath to the Carolinas, and our weather reporter Jocelyn Mesa has more.
Thank you guys so much. Hurricane Florence is still taking a toll on the Carolinas with heavy rain. Flooding keeps occurring and it's not going to get any better. But let's move on to this week's weather forecast in La Mirada. In the morning it's going to be 63, and then during the afternoon it's going to get up to 83 degrees and back down to 63 at night. Now, if we look at the national weather forecast, we can see that California in the West Coast is going to be warmer than the East Coast, and it'll continue to do that throughout the week. If we look on to this week's actual week's forecast in La Mirada, we can see that on Tuesday it's going to be a high of 85, and on Wednesday there's going to be a little bit of clouds, but it's also going to be pretty sunny, and it's going to go back up to being sunny during the weekend, so make sure to put on those shades. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the desk.
Thanks, Jocelyn. Well, that's all that we have for you this week, but be sure to tune in next time on EagleVision.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Biola EV for more updates. That's it for today. We'll see you next week.